Hey, welcome to part two of the interview. If you already haven't watched part one, we'll link it in the description. Hope you enjoy the rest of this interview.
Professional help.
Now, going back to toxic people, there is some people that want the best for you,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people that love and care about you, and they sometimes they don't know how to deal with it. But some people are very toxic, and they just don't want what's best for you. They want what's best for them.
Mm-hmm.
How has cutting people out of your life, like cutting people out of your life, has that helped you improve your mental health, or has it worsened it?
Um, so you already know this, but I, for some reason, just attract very toxic people. Um,
Yeah, no.
I don't know why, but I'm just that person. So I think coming to the realization that I need to take these people out of my life has changed my life immensely. I don't have a huge array of friends in my circle, but the people that I do have are some of my best friends. And these are people that have always been there for me. So cutting out those toxic people that I used to have that were so not just selfish, but were, I guess, like our personalities just clashed too much for us to be good friends. Taking that out of my life has been such a stress reliever, honestly, and it's made it so that if I am having a bad day and I just need a friend to just talk to, um, it makes it easier because you know who's going to be there for you, genuinely, and you know someone's going to tell you straight
What's
to your face like what's real. Like they're
yeah.
gonna look at you and be like, bro, you need to stop what you're doing. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. You're messing
Yeah,
up.
because some people will just tell you, just like, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry, just keep
Or
doing
they'll
you. It's
hype you
okay.
up. And sometimes you need someone to hype you up. Like, don't get me wrong.
Sometimes you need someone like that's gonna like be like, yo, you
Yeah,
got this.
yeah.
But sometimes they gotta
just
tell
need-
you, sit down.
Yeah,
You can't
they
do
need
this.
to tell you straight.
You gotta relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause like whenever you've done something, I'm just like, yo, this
You need
ain't
to-
this
you
ain't
need
right.
to-
I'm
you
like,
need
yo,
to take a
don't
step
do this.
back and figure your life out.
Yeah, it's like relax a little bit.
So no, like cutting out those toxic people definitely helps because they don't now people that you have in your life are encouraging you to do the right thing, whereas people that were toxic are encouraging you to do the right thing for them and not for yourself.
Yeah. How like with this, like, do you think that's changed your views on relationships a little bit, and are you more picky with relationships because of it?
I think I'm more open with the relationships that I have now. I've noticed myself being very much an open book in terms of my mental health. So I'll just sit there and be like, "Hey, look, I am this person. This is what I deal with. Um, this is how I take care of myself. If you have an issue with it right now, please tell me before I get attached and just leave. I won't like be pissed. I won't judge you because I can understand some people just can't deal with it. Just leave. So I've become like very open in terms of my mental health so that people that stay are signing up
Yeah.
for not just me, but my mental illnesses that come with it, but also my good and my bad qualities. I've become more open about it, and I think that I've had the privilege to become open with it because I've been very lucky in terms of the friends that I've made recently, that they're accepting and they don't have a lot of stigma. And I know it can be really hard to be that open to strangers, but I feel like I'm so done at a particular point where I'm like, look, I can't handle any more people walking out of my life, so I'm just gonna tell you everything you need to know, and if you can't handle it, just please go. It saves me time, saves you time, and you're gonna do it eventually. It's better that you do it now knowing everything, and I'm not pissed at you, you're not feeling bad about like having to leave because of my mental issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you tell them everything they need to know before
Yeah.
they start.
it's like, here's my resume. Do you want to be friends? Like,
Yeah, it's just like you gotta let them know.
mm-hmm.
Now, like, okay, going back to like the point of you being an open book, I understand that about you because when you're sad, I'll always get like a text or a conversation. Hey, do you want to come to my room and watch a movie with me? I'm not feeling too good right now.
Yeah.
So I'll come and we watch a movie and we'll laugh and
Yeah.
we'll have a good time. But like some people, they hide the fact
Yeah.
that they're sad. Do you think that's like just like detrimental to their health? Because sometimes you need someone to talk to, but people don't want to go out their way to find someone to talk to.
I think everybody has
Different ways of
they have their own like kind of methods of dealing with their health, and it all comes down to like what you need. I think we do have to be open with our needs to the people that are closest to us. Um because that is the only way we're going to get the help we want. It's so frustrating to me when some people know what they want and they know what they need from somebody, but they don't.
When I ask for
Yeah,
it,
they won't ask for it. They won't tell you, because I've been that person. Don't get me wrong. I was one of those girls where I would literally just be like, hey, this is wrong. And then I would have like this answer in my head that I would expect the other person to do or say. And when they did like the complete opposite of what I wanted, I would just blow up and it's like, no, you're doing this wrong. But I've learned from that. 100%. I'm like, okay, no, like I have to learn how to communicate like my needs and my wants. And I have very poor communication skills. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I am not the poster child of that.
when you get mad, you just stop talking to anybody. Yeah.
It's terrible. But I definitely like have come to the realization that I you know, I need to personally open up with my needs and like tell you like, hey, like I'm having a bad day. I need you to come and maybe watch a movie with me. So you, me, and Garni, who by the way is my other little brother, will kind of get together and like watch a movie in my room or your room or somewhere and just like binge on junk food and stuff. But I know for you, like we were having a conversation about how like for you feel this like need to bottle it up because
I don't know. I just don't like dealing with it, so I just don't. It's dumb, but it's true. I just like dealing with my issues by myself, and that's what it works for me at least. It's not gonna work for everybody, but I like dealing with my things by myself.
Yeah, so it's definitely a personal thing, and I found that for me it helps to communicate what I want, but maybe for somebody else it may be helpful for them to just figure out their own method at home and how to deal with it on their own.
I don't like bottle it up because like if I'm mad or if I'm in a mood, I'll tell everyone like, yo, don't mess with me right now.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this.
And
Leave me alone.
Kind of stay for a half hour in your room, calm yourself down, and that's
I like
what you need.
Being by myself. I like to calm myself down and I think rationally. I don't think dealing with like issues, you know, an emotional response is like the best way to do it. At least that's my opinion. I like rational thinking, so I'll calm down because I don't want to be mad and yell at somebody and then like half an hour later come to them like, oh, you want to go to the movies, and be like, yo, you just yelled at me like 30 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like no, don't.
Yeah.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I don't want logic anywhere near me. Like, don't sit there and tell me everything's gonna be okay some days. Like, don't sit there and be like, logically, hun, this isn't gonna happen. Like, no, like I need you to just sit there and like listen to me then, and just listen to my like very unrealistic fears, because sometimes you just need to let it out.
Yeah, that's why I'm really bad at talking to you sometimes.
I can't do logic. I don't need the logic. I literally need someone that's just going to sit there and like just listen to my very unrealistic fears and just say it's going to be okay, because logic just, I don't know what it is, but it makes me so angry when someone's like, hey, like, it's fine. Like, come on, realistically, is that really going to happen? And I'm like, but in my head, it's happening.
That's because you have a very, I don't know, I think it involves a very emotional response to like my very logical think it out response.
Yeah, I definitely need more of an emotional response from somebody, whereas you need a logical response. Like, hey, dude, like, realistically, how...
This isn't going to happen.
Yeah, and like, I need someone to just be like, hey, like, even if it happens, that's okay, we'll figure it out. Like, we'll make it through. You know, I need someone to just amp me up in that way, but...
You just can't deal with it the other way.
I don't know why, but like it makes me so much more angry when someone logically comes up to me and be like, dude, like,
yeah, but that's such a like a bad way of thinking.
I know, but like I don't know why it makes me angry, but at least I know it makes me angry. So
that doesn't help anybody. That helps like absolutely nobody.
I know. I can't.
All right, you know, different people like different things. Let's take a quick break there. All right, so now moving away from that self chat because we think two very different ways.
Yeah, but that really shows how diverse it is and how versatile it is.
Yeah, because you think more of a, I'm going to be mad right now. I'm more of a, I'm going to calm down, then we'll talk about this.
Yeah.
Kind of person. But, like, okay, so one thing that's really big, everyone uses it in their life, social media. It can cause a lot of issues, but at the same time, it can make you feel better. Mm-hmm. Do you think social media, we can use it to help fight the stigma of mental health and just make it seem more like get people help that need help? Because in this generation, everyone uses social media. So what do you think about like fighting the stigma with social media?
I think that it could so easily be used as an asset for this because it's such a huge thing, and like so much information is literally on social media. My only thing is it's really difficult because people don't realize that mental health and mental illness are two different things. So we talk about mental health and then we don't really talk about mental illnesses. We talk about how important it is to understand mental health and how important it is to
Take care of
learn
yourself.
about it and take care of your mental health. But as soon as we start talking about mental illnesses, it's like there's all this like other stigma attached to it, So I think that social media can so easily be a great asset to help us fight that stigma, but it's so hard without having to share your story because there are so many like people out there that will so easily add some negative comment there that will literally shatter your whole world.
Yeah, because people don't feel like they have consequences.
Yeah,
over the
because they're
internet.
behind a screen, your
Yeah.
name's not really there, and it's difficult to, tell someone that they shouldn't just say mean things. You know what I mean?
You can't just tell people, yo, don't say this, don't say that, because that's not, you can't, it's not really your place to tell someone
exactly.
what not to say. That's
I
not
mean,
anybody's place.
100%, like, love ourselves, love each other, be nice to each other, but, like,
Can't
you
tell someone what to
can't.
do.
Like, it's so difficult. Like, I wish you could control some of these things, but you can't realistically. So, I think social media can be a huge benefit, but I think that the way that we should be using it is to not just fight the stigma, but to relay information. So I think one of the best ways to use social media in our benefit when it comes to like mental illnesses is to provide people with the information on where they can receive help. And show people that there's
Now, since we're on the topic of social media, luckily for me, I didn't need to go out of my way to look for something. I never really got help, but I did learn ways to cope for it because when I was in high school, I took a weight training class, which helped you with the not just learning about how your muscles work and how to work them out properly, but also helping you deal with your brain and the way it works and the way you think. So I had a teacher who was very advocate on teaching us about mental health, such as anxiety and depression, schizophrenia and things like that, because he thought that it was very important, especially for high schoolers, to know about these things to make sure that we don't think we're just crazy or the only ones dealing with it. So he gave us helps and tips on if you need help, you can do this, and if you need someone to go with you, I can help. I'll do my best to help you as much as you can and try to help you find resources that'll do it. See, I never had an issue with anything, so I never had to do it. But I think it's just nice knowing that there's an option if you do deal with it, because I don't know, I've never really dealt with mental health or issues.
And I think that's so important, and it really shows how important it is to teach our kids all these things in school. Because I wasn't taught it in school, and I'm pretty sure it's not actually taught in school. Your teacher just went out of his way.
Yeah, my teacher was dope.
He was great. Yeah, no, he went out of his way to teach you guys about this, and that's amazing. I've actually I remember when you came home and told me about it, I was mind blown. I was that's cool. I thought it was a part of the curriculum, and then you're no, he just decided to take a couple of days out of the week and just teach us about it, and I was well, that's amazing. But it's not, unfortunately, taught in school. It should be.
I don't think it's a mandatory thing.
No,
but
it should be.
At least, we're out of high school, so we don't know anymore. But
oh yeah, no,
I don't think it was part of the curriculum when we were in high school.
No, it definitely wasn't when I was.
Yeah.
But I think it should be added to the curriculum in the health unit of it, and I think it's important to understand. But
yeah, because for us, you only had to take gym. I think once or twice was mandatory. Yeah. The third year and the fourth year that I took it was because I was interested in weight training and stuff like that.
No, yeah, but again, I think it's important.
Yeah. Now let's step away from social media because it's a pretty big thing in everyone's life, but it's not everything. Do you think that talking about mental illness publicly or to other people, because you have your family and your friends that can hear you, and even people you don't know, it makes you feel a ways yo, what if they think crazy or something?
I think it's difficult. We're part of this South Asian community.
Yeah, India.
And I think it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, because we don't believe in that stuff.
No, exactly, right? If I remember I'm so grateful for our mom. I can't even tell. I can't even say it enough. But
I love my mom.
I remember in my last year of university, you know how many times I just couldn't.
Oh, you used to call home Mom, I can't deal with this, and every time Mom was
would come pick me up.
Let's go, we're picking you up.
And I would call and be Mom, I can't. I would call her bawling, and like she would literally drive in like at night after her 12-hour shift,
Yeah, because
an
she
hour
used
and
to
a half.
she used to call me when we like, can you come with me to pick up your sister? I'm like, yeah, definitely.
And call, like, you know, drive an hour and a half there, or drive an hour and a half back just to come pick me up. And honestly, again, so grateful.
Yeah, especially just Scott, and he would come every time.
Yeah. But like I remember once, like, you know, I made the trip and someone looked at me and was like, you know, what's going on? Like, can you not tell your mom? I was like, honestly, mom, like, not mom, but like, honestly, I couldn't even tell them why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because I didn't know. And I remember telling mom, I was like, mom, like, I don't know why I feel this way. I'm not okay. And she's like, okay. And never asked questions after that. Never, like, she never asked any more questions after that.
It was never I gotta come pick you up, or why you keep doing this. It was like, okay,
and
I'm
it was
coming.
never like, she never demanded a reason.
Yeah, it was just, okay, you're not feeling good?
Yeah, and she would just come pick me up. But I remember someone saying, like, you know, like, what happened? Like, when mom left the car, and I was like, nothing. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel okay. Like, there's something wrong. And she was like, did you fail a test? And I was like, no, I didn't fail anything. I'm just not okay. And then it was so frustrating. And so I think talking about it publicly is so difficult, because sometimes you just don't have an answer as to why you're feeling. You're
just feeling it.
Yeah, because mental illnesses are imbalances in your brain. It's chemical imbalances in your brain. So sometimes you just feel a type of way and there's no reason for it. It just comes out of nowhere. And some people don't even have any reason as to why they might have a mental illness. It could just be genetically.
Yeah,
so
like,
it's
honestly,
so hard.
I kind of feel it, because, you know, I'm not the best at waking up in the morning. But that's just because I'm lazy. But, like, I wake up and I'm just mad for no reason. I need, like, 10 minutes to, like, get myself together. Sometimes you just gotta be mad.
Yeah, sometimes you just feel something and there's no reason for it. And
just wake up mad.
Yeah. And
not anymore, but, like,
exactly.
in high school,
and,
I just
like,
woke
you know,
up mad.
I think we've lived a very privileged lifestyle, too.
Yeah,
So there, like, what are our real reasons for having any issues mentally? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, it's so hard to talk about it publicly, because someone will look at you and be like,
kids in Africa are starving.
Yeah, and they'll be like, oh, you shouldn't have this. Or they'll just say, just suck it up, you're fine. Or my favorite one is, oh, your mom works so hard. Why are you just like this?
Yeah, because her mom works around like 14 hours a day, every day of the week. She works overtime on the weekends.
And I'm just like, I can't help it sometimes. And sometimes I just need to stay in my bed and I can't get out of my bed. And it's so hard to just talk about your mental illnesses because of the comments and the stigma that comes with it. And again, being in a South Asian community, a lot of people don't believe in mental health. And it's so important for us to learn. And the thing is mom didn't either in the beginning.
But she tried her best.
No, 100%. And like I said, like, I love mom. I'm so happy for it. But the thing is, she didn't in the beginning, but she does now.
Yeah,
I am like, it was like a complete 180 turn with her. Like, she's just so amazing with it right like now. Like,
because the thing with mom is sometimes she won't understand, but she will try her best to understand for her kids.
Exactly. And my thing is our mom did it, so every other mom and dad in the world should be able to do it too.
But that's not the case.
No, and that's so unfortunate. But that's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of the channel. It's to not just teach like children and adolescents about it, but it's to teach their parents and their grandparents or that, because minds can be changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how old you get. Like, minds can be changed, and you learn new things because like knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So right now, talking publicly about your mental health, especially again in the South Asian community, is so difficult. But I think,
because some auntie's gonna find out,
yeah,
and she's like, "Oh,
like,
this is what your daughter's
wrong.
doing. Your son's doing this."
Or they'll be like, "Oh, she's not depressed. She has no reason to be depressed. She's fine." Yeah, and so like, I think, and I hope we will come to this like place at some point where we can all openly talk about it and openly help each other. You know, give each other some advice on, like, you know, what we did to recover and what we do to cope with some of our issues. And again, encourage each other to receive help.
We hope you liked part 2 of their interview. Part 3 will be coming out next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for notifications. We hope you enjoyed the second part.